Welcome back, everybody. As you can see by the screenshot that you're looking at right now, we are switching from trucks to airplanes today as I finally got my wheel stand, my SciTech flight yoke, my SciTech pedals and stuff mounted onto a Wheel Stand Pro. So I'm able to play Flight Simulator again. You can see we are in Alaska at the moment. We're doing one of the missions in Flight Simulator X. Let's go ahead and hop in the cockpit and unpause the game. Our goal is to land at that tiny little island ahead of us there on the left.
Now that we're clear of the mountains, we can start descending toward the runway.
You can see right there that we've got...
The wind is blowing from the west, so we'll land on runway 29er. We always want to land into the wind.
You got it, pal. You can see by that green icon there, that's the point where we have to get to. That's the airplane right there. We're going to have to veer off to the left, it looks like, to kind of get...
Traffic, Caravan 25 Tango is on right base for runway 29er.
See that Cessna Caravan out there?
I do.
We can follow him all the way to the airport. I'll announce our position so he knows we're here.
Thanks, buddy.
Sitka traffic, Cessna 6 Charlie Mike, 8 miles southeast. We'll be straight in for runway 29er. We have the caravan in sight.
Alright, let's go ahead and bank off to the right here. Get lined up with the runway. Follow that caravan in. We're in a Cessna 172 as well, so... Watch the mountaintops there. We don't want to get into those. I'm pretty pumped to play Flight Simulator again, guys. You can see... This game is over 10 years old, but you can see how well the graphics have held up. Pretty realistic looking cockpit.
Caravan 25 Tango is on final, runway 29er.
Follow the caravan all the way in. Add a notch of flaps and slow down a bit. We can't land until he's off the runway.
Alright, let's go ahead and add a notch of flaps there. Hear the flaps going down. That gives a little bit more lift to the airplane, so we can go ahead. We don't want to get too high up in the air, so we're going to go ahead and throttle it back a little bit. Maybe not quite that much. I'm a little worried about getting into the mountains there. You can see how close we are to getting into that, but we have to. We kind of got to swing it wide to line up with the runway. Looks like we've got a cruise ship there to pretty close to the airport right now. Crazy airports, and it looks like it's on a little island. Always wanted to do an Alaskan cruise. I've got some friends that have went on those. Said it's an absolute blast. Go ahead and use the trim wheel to kind of balance things out. The airplane is descending faster than I'd like. See the Grand Caravan there. You can see his name highlighted in red as well as his altitude. He is almost down on the tarmac, and we're just going to kind of follow him in. As soon as he clears the runway, we can go ahead and land. You know, the game's not much to look at, especially when you consider X-Plane, which just came out, X-Plane 10 I'm talking about, which just came out a couple of months ago. Clearly a much prettier game and supposedly more realistic if you're looking to... If you're buying a flight simulator and you're looking for the best to learn to fly an actual airplane on, it's probably X-Plane at this point. But man, for years and years...
Maneuver is necessary to start lining up with the runway.
Oh, ahead of you there, dude. For years and years, Microsoft Flight Sim was the only game in town. And I don't know, I feel kind of like a sense of loyalty about it. I've played since Microsoft Flight Simulator 2004, so I've been at this for quite a while. It's been a while since I played this one, because for the longest time I didn't have anything to mount my pedals and stuff to. Alright, we're really high up. Let's go ahead and start descending. Gonna throttle back. See the gauge is there. I think we're coming in at a really steep angle right now, but we don't want to descend too fast. One thing about this game that hasn't aged particularly well, I think, is the water effects. I mean, they just don't look that good, especially with the sun coming over the horizon, the highlights on the water there. It just does not look very good. No movement to it at all. But then again, if you're playing this game, you're probably less worried about the aesthetics of it and more worried about... Alright, he's clear of the runway so we can get
Slow
down.
to 65 knots and add the rest of the flaps as we slow down. Let's maintain 65 knots on final.
Got it.
Okay,
It's going to be
the
tough to do
runway is
because we're
ours.
in way too steep here, and that's
Sitka
totally
traffic,
my
Cessna
fault.
6 Charlie Mike on final for runway 29er.
Drop the flaps another notch. Flaps are used to land airplanes. It folds the back edge, the trailing edge of the wings down, which increases the amount of lift you have. Good for slowing the airplane down a little bit more, and they can also be used on takeoff. If you've got like a short runway, a lot of times they can be used like a mountain flying where the runways are really, really short. Yeah, I'm coming in way too hot. Let's go ahead and throttle this thing back. Coming in at a weird angle too. That's not totally my fault here. Let's go ahead and send. I know he said 60 knots, but we're gonna have to come in way faster than that because I have to get this airplane down. There's that good look at that cruise ship right there. Pool on the deck. Don't see any people though. Looks like a helicopter landing pad. Yeah, this is just not gonna be pretty here, but we're gonna try and get it down. Surprised he hasn't scolded me for coming in way too fast right now. Way too high. Way too high, but we're going for it anyways, man. It's been a long time since I played. Add the rest of the flaps. Throttle her all the way back. Down. It ain't gonna be pretty. Little right rudder or left rudder there to kind of get us back on track. Yeah, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. It ain't gonna be pretty, but nose up, get her down. No landing gear in a Cessna 172, of course, and we can steer with the rudder pedals. Let's go ahead and get her woed down a little
Nice
bit.
landing.
It wasn't a nice landing, dude. Come on, man. Well, there it is. We landed. It wasn't pretty, but we got it on the ground. Nice short mission. Kind of a nice way to get back into Microsoft Flight Simulator is to do these little bit of these missions. A lot of people get scared away by the boredom and the planning that's required of like a straight up flight, like a free flight. It can be kind of dull. All you're doing is flying. Check out these missions that are under the menu, the main menu, because it gives you like these little challenges, like we just did the land at Alaska Airport one. It's just a nice way to break up the variety. I think I'm going to kind of complete these videos. I'm going to make videos based on these missions as of moment. So yeah, check these out. If you like them, show me in the comments below if you want to see more of these. I'm certainly going to be playing a lot of the game, so we might as well be recording them.